The Once and Future King by T.H. White is quite possibly the most boring book in the history of writing. I'm not kidding. Every time I tried to read it, I got bogged down in the endless, trivial details of the first section, The Sword and the Stone. If you're familiar with the Disney cartoon movie of that name and thought the early scenes of the young boy Arthur turning into animals was weird, try reading it. If you remember the movie or the book, you know it's about a great story, the legend of King Arthur. Fortunately, Mr. White didn't destroy the story because the legend lives on. And the reason the legend lives on is because it's about a great theme. It's about a righteous king who represents the hopes of all mankind for a great leader who embodies the best of human nature and brings together a group of leaders whose virtue and wisdom ensure peace and tranquility. The rest of the book shows how that ideal fails because all humans, even the best ones like Arthur, are subject to temptation and sin. As we've looked at the story of David, it's possible you've noticed that King David is the basis for the story of King Arthur. David is the heroic king who sets the standard for righteousness, though himself flawed. In the text of God's promise to David is the foundation of the ideal once and future king. God told David he would establish his descendants after him and establish the throne of his kingdom forever, and finished with, "Your throne shall be established forever," 2 Samuel 7, verses 12 through 16. While Solomon was the immediate fulfillment of the promised son, he too was deeply flawed and ultimately failed and fell into sin. That's why God was looking ahead to Jesus. That's why he could say, "Your house and your kingdom shall endure before me forever," 2 Samuel 7, verse 16. Ultimately, this was not about a physical throne and a physical city and a physical kingdom here on earth. God's plan and promise was for a far better kingdom, a kingdom which cannot be shaken, Hebrews 12, verse 28. Having successfully defeated sin, Jesus received the Holy Spirit's promise of an eternal throne. Peter said it plainly in the first post-ascension sermon. Therefore, having been exalted to the right hand of God, and having received from the Father the promise of the Holy Spirit, God has made him both Lord and Christ. Acts 2, verses 33 through 36. Today, Jesus is seated on that throne, ruling in heaven as the perfect, flawless king in the eternal kingdom. He is the true once and future king. And having fulfilled God's promise, he offers citizenship in the ideal kingdom to all who will come and submit to his rule. That offer extends to you and me. We, the flawed and failed, can receive forgiveness and citizenship in his eternal kingdom. The choice is yours. Will you come? Thank you for watching today's Morning Minutes in the Bible. Until tomorrow, this is James McClenny hoping you have a great day.